stay tuned in to Buy Now Sell Now, where we're getting all your stock-related questions answered by our experts. So you can start sending in your questions on the number that's flashing on your screen and get investment analysis on your holdings and tips for fresh buys in this market. Write to us as soon as possible. The number is right now flashing on top of your screen. Now we're joined by Ajit Mishra, the SVP Research, Religare Broking Limited, who's joining us as a fundamental guest, and on the technicals we're joined by Kunal Botra. Hi, good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time out for answering all the questions. Let's get started with the first question then. This is Angad, who's writing in from Indore. Now Angad says that he's bought Hindustan Zinc at 441. Is it a hold for the long term? Let me come to you on this one, since this is a long-term question. Ajit, would you like to take this one? Hindustan Zinc for a longer period of time. He's bought it at 441. Do you see more upside to it?
Yeah, good morning, Ankita. So, Ankita, most of the metal names are witnessing a mixed trend as of now. Means if you talk about Zinc, particularly after making a record highs, in the mid of 2024, it's been decisive corrective trend. So it's almost a year now the stock has been witnessing correction. And since he's a long-term investor, he can continue to stay put because the stock has formed a very strong base around 375 to 400 area. And probably, in the next 1 month or two, this base formation might complete. So as of now, yes, he should continue to hold. In the first leg of the recovery, maybe 525, 530, something that the stock might witness as a first hurdle. And once we surpass that level, then probably 600 plus zone is something that the stock might attempt. So as of now, it's a hold with 375 on the closing basis as the stock was.
All right, so it's a hold call coming for Hindustan Zinc. Now, Ajit, I'll stay with you. We have another long-term query coming in. Reena has written from Kerala. She holds 2,000 shares of Bank of Maharashtra, bought at a price of 68 rupees. She wants to know if it's a good bet for the long term or if she should exit, and if so, at what price?
Definitely, PSUs, we have seen all the major challenges. They are largely behind us now. And especially if you talk about Maharashtra Bank, it has recovered. It has, in fact, outperformed majority of its PSU peers. And still, the stock has been holding strongly above all the major averages on multiple time frames. So all the parameters are in the favor that this stock positive trend is likely to continue. There could be intermediate consolidation every now and then, and that is what we are seeing from almost 3-4 weeks now. But in the next leg, once we see stocks are passing 58 levels, then probably 70, maybe higher, is something that the stock might attempt. So as of now, since the view is long-term, she can stay put with 50 as a closing basis of the stock.
All right, moving on then from Bank of Maharashtra to the auto pack. Kunal, this question is coming for you. So this is Dean Sequera, who's writing in from Goa. He says that he wants your view on Mahindra and Mahindra.
But Ajit, now coming to you, we have another query coming from Zenith, who's written from Ranchi. She wants to know if she can invest in Coal India for the medium to long term. And if you do advise that, what's the entry level at which she should enter?
Right. So coal also, if you see, it's almost over a year now that the stock has been experiencing correction. The last 4-5 months is a very tight range consolidation that the stock is experiencing while holding around its medium-term moving average, that is the 100 weeks of exponential moving average. So that's the good part, means we are not seeing any major damage to the price structure for almost 4-5 months. But at the same time, the upside is also capped. So since her view is medium term, she can start accumulating at current levels. She can add more in case the stock slips around the 360 area. And for the entire position, 320 on the closing basis should be her stop. For fresh momentum, the stock should surpass 400 levels decisively. Then we can see the resumption of the uptrend, which can help the stock to inch toward 440, 460 levels in next 6 to 9 months.
All right, let's move on to the next counter then. Next question that is coming in from Naman Deora, who's writing in from Kolkata. He says he's bought ITC 2 days.
But moving on, we have another query. Now this one is from Punita, has written to us from Coimbatore. Ajit, if you could suggest 2 pharma stocks and 2 mid-cap IT stocks that she could invest in for the long term.
So from the pharma basket, Divi's definitely is one candidate which has been steadily outperforming irrespective of the overall pharma sector performance and the market performance. There's one name, Divi's. Another stock that has started forming a strong base, that's Cipla. So Cipla is also something that she can consider. From the mid-cap IT basket, Coforge definitely tops the list. The stock has been outperforming within the mid-cap IT basket, and then you can consider Persistent also, but not the current level since we are seeing a crack across the IT spec post TCS numbers. So one.
All right, let's cut into the chairman of Adani Group, Shri Gautam Adani, who's addressing the 5th annual conference of the Society of Minimally.
Both these stocks may witness some volatility, but good to hold from a long-term perspective. But Ajit, now coming to you, we have a query from Sunil, who has written to us from Vadodara. He wants to know if you could suggest your top picks from the large and mid-cap sector from a medium to long-term perspective.
So in case is open with any sector, at present, considering that, we are seeing mixed trend within the, banking, IT, auto. So from the auto basket, M&M is one name wherein we see consistency in the trend. Means though today it's down marginally, it's slipped below its short-term averages. But it's a very good area to look to accumulate because it's almost 1.5 years of consolidation which is set to end. So M&M from the auto basket is something that you can consider. Then comes, HUL from the FMCG basket. The entire pack was struggling for almost 1.5 years. And now we are seeing some decisive action for recovery. The overall fundamental theme also in favor that this move should continue. So here also, actually something that you can consider. From the mid-cap basket, from the auto ancillary space, Motherson Sumi is something that we like. The stock is currently quoting around 153, 154 area. So here with the time horizon of let's say 6 to 9 months minimum, we can anticipate 8 to 10% kind of a gains at the current levels. And last stock in that list is Federal Bank from the banking basket. The stock has recently made a new record highs. There's a marginal pullback. So one should accumulate gradually in the range of 195 to 200 for the position target of 225 to 230 in next 6 to 9 months.
All right, moving on to the next counter then. This is a short-term query coming in from Shri, who's writing in from Bangalore. Kunal, Shri wants to know, moving on then from this to the next counter. This is N. Ra, who's writing in. He says he is holding 100 shares of Praj Industries. Should he sell and buy Reliance or any other large cap name? Ajit, any other suggestion, or do you think he's not written the buying price for Praj, but is it a good bet to be holding? He's not even written the time horizon though.
So Ankita, I understand considering the underperformance the stock has been experiencing for almost 8-9 months. In fact, the last 2-3 months, it's almost a negligible price move. So at one point of time, yes, it seems a better, approach where you skip or you exit from the underperformers and switch to the sectors or themes which are trading in sync with the market trend. So if the view is, let's say, short term, definitely you can consider doing the same. And like we have mentioned few names during the show, so you can consider any of the names like M&M and all for, replacing it with Parat. In case the view is long term, I feel that one should stay put considering that the stock has formed a strong base after this correction and probably triggered from maybe earnings or any other news related updates due to the ethanol and or something. That might trigger the needed recovery or rebound in the stock, which could help the stock to inch toward 550 area in the next up move. So as of now, if the view is long term, he can stay put. Otherwise, he can switch to M&M.
Okay, can stay put for the long term or switch to M&M. That's the view. But with that, that's all the time we have today on Buy Now, Sell Now. Thank you so much, Kunal and Ajit, for joining us and answering all our queries today. On that note, we'll wrap this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. It's a goodbye from me and Ankita. We'll see you next week with all the queries being answered by our experts.